بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Today we're going to cover two juz, inshallah. Juz 26 and juz 27. And tomorrow, inshallah, we're going to cover juz 28 and 29. And Thursday night, we're going to cover the last juz 30th. That's when we do the Khatm al-Qur'an, inshallah. When we do the Khatm al-Quran and the dua. So I just encourage all of you, inshallah, to join together for Khatm al-Quran and the dua. So for today's juz, we're gonna cover juz 26 and 26 span a few surahs. Surah Al-Ahqaf, Surah Muhammad, and Surah Al-Fath, and Surah Al-Hujurat, and Surah Qaf, and part of Surah Al-Dariyat. So now, Juz 27, it's going to span even more surahs. It's going to span the second part of Surah Al-Dariyat, and Surah Al-Tur, and Surah Al-Najm, and Surah Al-Qamar, and Surah Al-Rahman, and Surah Al-Waqi'ah, and Surah Al-Hadid. So and then Juz 28 start with Surah Al-Mujadala. So for these ayat, this surahs, if you look into them, examine them correctly, most of them are Makki, and the Madani part is Surah Muhammad, and Surah Al-Fath, and Surah Al-Hujurat. Those three surahs are, and Surah Al-Hadid. Those four surahs are Madani, and the rest of them are Makki surah. So if we're going to go look into the main lessons out of Juz 26, start of Surah Al-Ahqaf, it tells us that the main theme, main lesson, that Allah creates the heaven and earth and all that lies between them to manifest the truth. So the creation of heaven and earth gives us the ultimate truth about who is the creator. And also the Quran is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not of the Prophet. The Prophet is, as Allah called him, a plain warner. Prophet, he never claimed that he had this Quran from himself or he created this Quran. We go, Allah ta'ala. Allah said that. Didn't say Muhammad said that. Allah said that. However, in his hadith, his tradition was a Qala sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. See now that's hadith, he claimed that his authentic saying. But when it comes to the Quran, we didn't say Qala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, say Qala Allah ta'ala. Allah said that. So that's the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also in the Quran, when we look into the Quran, the Quran confirms the revelation of the Torah given to the Prophet Musa alayhi salam, and to the Gospel, the one given to Musa alayhi salam, and the Suhuf Ibrahim, and also the book, and also all the books Allah has revealed. That's all confirmed in the Quran, because the Quran is the final revelation for all the humanity. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because this Makki, it's given us some history of the previous prophets. Allah told us in this one a lesson from who? From the nation of Ad, when they rejected Allah's message, and as a result, it faced the destruction of nation of Ad. Never be after that a nation of Ad exists. And a lesson for us also: no deity can save people from the wrath of Allah. because they are false deity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the only deity to worship. And also in that surah also told us that Quran is also for a human being and for jinn as well. And this causes that a group of jinns embraced Islam after hearing the Quran and became the preacher for their own faults from the jinn. And that so conclude, keep on passing the message of Allah and bear the disbelievers with patience. Now, Surah Muhammad, it is also that Madani prophet, Allah told us, voice the deeds of the disbelievers. In case of war, subdue the unbelievers before taking prisoner of war, meaning that do not take prisoner of war till the war is completely over, till everything is done. If you help the cause of Allah, Allah will help and protect you. That's what a great lesson for us. If you help the cause of Allah, Allah will help you and protect you. The believers do not follow their own desires. The example of paradise and hell is being mentioned in this surah. The hypocrites are those of whose hearts Allah has set a seal to enter, or to the iman, that not to enter into their hearts. The promise of obedience, Islam, and good talk, which is not followed by action, cursed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the behavior of the good believers. Allah, also, that's a great test for us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the believers to test in order to know who is a patient among us and who is not. Isn't that our situation right now? Is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala testing us with COVID-19 to say who is patient, who is not? And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a lesson here, advice, and big lesson. Do not be stingy. If you're asked to give in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do it. Do not be hesitant when it comes to spend in the cause of Allah. When somebody comes ask you for donation, for sadaqah, for your masjid, sadaqah to help the needy, sadaqah to be part of building a school, sadaqah to be part of building a house, do not be hesitant. All this is considered the same as you spend in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or preparing army to go and fight in the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Surah Al-Fatih, the next surah, it is very, very important. Does Allah call it, the name of it, call it Al-Fatih. Al-Fatih is the victory. And why the victory come after the treaty? The believers and the Muslims, the Prophet, they didn't fight in that one. They signed a treaty with Quraysh, but it has a big implication of that. That part of it, Allah granted the Muslims a manifest victory, though the treaty through the treaty of the Bible. This is just a treaty, but that treaty has many barakah, many blessings on that treaty. And in this surah, also when the Muslims, with the people, they were swearing allegiance to the Prophet, as it is considered swearing allegiance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bedouin Arabs didn't go with the Prophet for war. Between Islam and Kufr are command for lagging behind. So those the Arab, the one even lagged behind, who didn't follow the Prophet ﷺ and his army when they go for expedition, Allah call them al-mukhallafun, the one who lagged behind. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just discussed and told us about their behavior and what the reason for that. Also, in this, the great lesson for us, give us the rukhsa. We forget excuse for not to fast, excuse sometimes, but prayer, we have no excuse not to come with it. Excuse not to to pay zakah if we don't have enough, or excuse not to go for Hajj if we are unable to do it or we don't have the money to pay for expense. Similar here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us all of those people who are blind, lame, or sick are exempt from the jihad. Some of the jihad go to the world. Also, even this surah contains the lesson for us. Allah was well pleased with those who swore allegiance to the Prophet before the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. Had they not been believers in Mecca, Allah would have allowed the Muslim to fight against Quraysh. And also talks us about the vision, the dream that the Prophet ﷺ has shown, that he will go and enter Mecca as doing his Umrah. So that's the dream. Meaning, when the Prophet see a dream, he see it as revelation to him. This is like a dream comes into as a wahy, and this is the fulfillment of the dream. It is part of the wahy. So that's when the Prophet saw the dream, go doing Umrah, he went right away, asked his companion to prepare and go for Umrah. But however, he didn't say this year or next year. There's no time limit when you're supposed to do Umrah. That's when the part companion didn't understand it, when he had the treaty with Quraysh and stopped the Muslim now doing Umrah. Look what barakah put in that treaty, even though they didn't do the Umrah. And Surah Al-Hujurat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls it Surah Al-Akhlaq. Surah Al-Akhlaq. Allah commandment to lower one's voice in the presence of the Holy Prophet. He just give us the etiquette, how we talk to our Prophet, and how to talk with each other when there is a meeting or there is a debate, or just when we talk to each other. There's etiquette of talking to each other. And also it's many discipline for us to, when we hear the news, first you have to verify it. And also there's two parties of the Muslims, they engage in fight among them. We're supposed to mediate between them and justly and stop them from that. And also give us the akhlaq of not to say something bad, not to backbite anyone, not to spy on anyone. And Allah told us that all human beings came from single male and female, from single pair, male and female, Adam and Hawa. And among them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala create all the nations, east and west, to know each other and to see who's the righteous one among all of them. And the surah concluded that that's even some people, they claim they are mu'min, but the iman is not entered to their heart yet. Like many Bedouins, they claim that they just entered to Islam and they want to be as they have iman as iman of Abu Bakr and Umar and the Sahaba. Allah told them, no, you just enter into the Islam. Iman not yet come to you, and here the reason for. However, if you keep up your iman and prove Islam and prove that you are reached the iman level, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala consider you among the believers. And then after that comes Surah Qaf. Qaf, this one, it is main theme and main lesson for that. It is life after death is a reality. Life after death is absolutely reality, and nothing strange about it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has assigned 2 angels to each person for noting down each single word that we utters. That is Allah fairness to us, that He appointed even Malaika to write down our own record. He didn't leave it for us, but when they sealed off and the person died, they give the record back. So I sealed it up. That's your record. Take it with you. when you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you bring your own, and that's also part of the ashhad, the witnesses in the day of judgment. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells about the debate between the Jannah and between hellfire, and the hellfire keep asking for more and more till Allah ta'ala, till he just says that's enough, and then she will not ask for more. And also comes after that, Surah Ad-Dariyat. The main lesson of that surah: surely the day of judgment shall come to pass. All the preserved persons turn away from this truth. And also the story of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he was given the good news of having a son. And go to the next surah, then that's it is conclude that Surah Ad-Dariyat, however, conclude Juz 26, and then we'll go to Juz 27. Juz 27 is all started with the Ad-Dariyat, and some of the lessons of the Surah Ad-Dariyat to conclude, to start that Juz 27 is the same angels who gave good news to Ibrahim also annihilated the nation of the homosexual, the nation of Lut. Same angel came with a good tidings to Sayyidina Ibrahim, although they destroyed the nation of Lut, the one who engaged in illegal sexual behavior, homosexual people. And there is a lesson in the stories of Fir'aun, Ad, and people of Noah. Those all, when they disbelieved their prophets and denied the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah destroyed them. Allah who built heavens and spread out the earth has assigned Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to be a warner for a mankind. And then part of now the first surah, in complete surah in Juz 27, Surah At-Tur. The Tur started with the deniers of the truth will be put in the fire of hell. The reward of the righteous will be paradise, in which they will show gratitude for Allah gracious. The mention of the Prophet and the response to the disbelievers' argument. This is when the Prophet ﷺ started inviting Quraysh and the disbelievers to the Islam, and how he met with a big rejection. And they called him magician, you called him a liar, you called him poem, you called poet, all the names. But however, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala defend his message and his messenger. And then comes after that Surah Al-Najm, the scene of the first revelation brought by Angel Jibreel to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah gave him a tour of heavens, paradise, and other great signs. That's all that was shows in Surah Al-Najm, and when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has ascended to heaven to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also in this surah, they mention of the three big idols the Arab they used to worship: Lat, Uzza, and Monat, and all those godless of the Arabs. Those the godless of the Arab. The goddesses of the Arabs, those all Asnam. So when Allah mentioned their name, they thought the Quraysh thought at that time, the disbeliever, that the Prophet talked something good about him. And when the end of it, there is a sajda, the Prophet also makes sajda, and all Arab, they made sajda as well. Because that's what the shaitan whispered to them. That's the Quran came and praised their gods, Lat and Uzza, those idols, and Manat. And also, that's a lesson for us, even the Malaika, even this, the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, have no share in divinity, nor can they intercede without the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, it's very clear, very, very, very lesson for us that do not claim piety for yourself. Do not claim piety for yourself. Allah knows who is the God-fearing and pious one among us. And also the other lesson for us, there is no soul shall bear the burden of other. There shall be nothing for a person except what he strive for. Kullu nafsin bima kasabat rahina. Every soul has to carry his own burden. And next surah comes Surah Al-Qamar. The Surah Al-Qamar does also many lessons. And among these lessons are the day of judgment is drawing near. Yet the unbelievers are not paying heed to the sign of Allah. Like I was saying, the day of judgment is coming. And like our nowadays, subhanallah, see the sign of judgment is really in our seen as we see it, as it's true, but yet we are heedless about it. Yet we don't. And one of the even the major sign that Prophet ﷺ gave us about the sign of the hours, that all the the poor people or the ignorant people or the shepherds, they call them shepherds, they don't have that technology, they don't have the means, and later on in the end of when the hours is gonna come, the end of this world, you will see him competing in building high skyscraper. Isn't that what's happening in United Arab Emirates and others? They have the tallest tower in the world right now. Those shepherds used to be camel jackies 20, 30 years ago. But look where they're at right now. So that's part of the sign. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when you see some sign like that, the day of judgment getting closer and closer to you. But what do we take from that? Mean that we have to be good. We have to prepare ourselves as if the hour will come tomorrow. If the hour will come tomorrow, are we prepared for it? You remember there's a Bedouin man came to the Prophet ﷺ, and he was sitting with all the companions of the Sahaba. What that man said to him, he said, "Oh Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when the hour will be, when the hour is come." Look what the sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is a mercy for all humanity. Was he angry with them? He said he wanted to teach us a lesson and teach the Bedouin how to ask, how to properly ask in next time. He said, okay, if the hour happened to be right now, this second or tomorrow, what have you prepared for it? What have you done for it? He said, what you have done for it? What you prepared? If suppose that the hour, I'm going to tell you tomorrow. And as you know, the hadith of Jibreel alayhi salam, when he came in a human being form and in front of the Sahaba, and when he asked the Prophet about the hour, what the Prophet told him, the questioner doesn't have the knowledge with it as the question. So neither you, Jibreel alayhi salam, you angel, you didn't know the time, the hour, neither I as a prophet know that, except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So meaning that we want to prepare for it. How can we be ready to be really among the righteous people, inshallah? If it's happened tomorrow, how can we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and He's pleased with us? Especially with these and this blessed days of Ramadan. And inshallah tonight is one of the odd nights, the night of 27th. And most of the ummah and most of the Qadr, they think is the Laylatul Qadr is tonight. How can we prepare us for that night? As the Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam prepared himself for that, as he had the Sahaba, they copied the practice of Sallallahu in Laylatul Qadr. He stand up in the prayer, Ahya Laylu. He stand up as he wake up all night long with praying, making istighfar, making remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also he made i'tikaf. But our masajid is locked down right now. We are at home with our family. At least let's do, teach our children, teach our family what's the value of that night. We have this opportunity nowadays with them. Let's educate our family, educate our children about Ramadan, about Laylatul Qadr. And also the other thing about it, he woke up his family, meaning that he wants his family to be part, do not miss their inshallah, their participate in Laylatul Qadr, to have the reward of Laylatul Qadr, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it the reward of it, is as greater than 1,000 months of reward outside of Laylatul Qadr. As I mentioned last night, imagine that if it's happened is tonight and it happened while you are standing in a prayer, look how much it looks like in one prayer, like you stood in 1,000 months doing that prayer over and over, and look how much reward you can reap out of that. This is how beautiful is Ramadan for us. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful to us. He wants to forgive us. He wants to be righteous. He wants to be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But it is into us how we respond to the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And after that, that's just the 23rd, it covers Surah Ar-Rahman. Surah Ar-Rahman is the most beautiful surah to recite, to memorize. And there is one phrase repeated over and over, like 31 times. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. In which favor of Allah, you both, ins and jinn, you deny. Each time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remind them about a bounty, about favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says this statement in which of your favor of Allah, so you both ins and jinn, you deny. What a beautiful surah. And also it is started with Ar-Rahman, which is the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and concluded Tabaraka ismu rabbika dil jalali wal ikram. The beginning and the end of surah praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also at the middle of the surah is talking about after the Qiyamah has happened, about the sun is split and the day of judgment happened, there's a group of people that will go to the hellfire, and the other group of people, they will go to gardens. They have two gardens in the Jannah. One garden to belong to the high grade of Muslims, those sabiqun, and the second to the believers, the one have this, I mean, they are all, alhamdulillah, is garden in heaven. Regardless of the first grade, second grade, all of them, they are beautiful. Beautiful. Allah described to us what's in him, and our food in him, and our beautiful wife day, and everything in it. It just encourages us to be part of it. May Allah, inshallah, give us the opportunity and to enter all of them, inshallah. Enter the first Jannah or the other two Jannah, inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the highest place in the Jannat al-Firdaus. And that's when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's invite us, when he advised us to, when we make our dua, we say, oh Allah, give us the highest place in Jannah. Id'u Allah al-Firdaus al-A'la min al-Jannah. Ask Allah the highest place in the Jannah. And after Surah Al-Rahman comes Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Waqi'ah is also another beautiful surah, easy to memorize and easy to, and also that Surah Al-Waqi'ah, it is also happened to tell us about the day of judgment. And when the day of judgment happens, there will be 2-3 of a group in the Jannah. 2 groups are believers, and 1 group the disbelievers. The disbelievers, they go to the hellfire with A'udhu Billah, and the believers, they were 2 groups. As I said, the Sabiqun, those the first grade, and second grade of less than that. That is the call it Ahl al-Yamin, the people of the one who carry their books in their hand, right hand, and tell us the abode of each one and the characteristics of each group. May Allah give us tawfiq, may Allah give us understanding. And that conclude the juz' with Surah Al-Hadid. Surah Al-Hadid is also, as it is Madani, and the main theme of the heavens and earth glorifies Allah. Even all creation are glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who created heavens and earth in six days and has the knowledge of everything. On that day, the true believers will have their light shining before them, while the hypocrites will have their fate they have fate to go to the hellfire with the hypocrites. And those who spent in charity will be repaid many, many folds and also be given a great reward to enter paradise. Life of this world is but play, amusement, and illusion that do not grieves for the thing that you miss, nor enjoy at what you have gained. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the end of that tells us about the Prophet Nuh nations and Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and Isa alayhi salam, and every people Allah created, except some of those disbelievers, they all enjoy the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even heaven, even earth, even skies, even everything. Also the human, the believers, that's enjoy the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, except the disbelievers and the hypocrites, the one Allah displeased with them, and their abode in the hellfire. Inshallah, this conclude the two juz of tonight and the lesson of the two juz of tonight. And tomorrow night, inshallah, we'll cover juz number 28 and 29. And in Thursday night, inshallah, we're gonna cover the last juz 30 and to make the khatam. And as inshallah, together we can get together, inshallah, and to witness the khatam al-Quran, also to make dua for ourselves, for our community, for our ummah, inshallah, for all the humanity. And I invite all of you, inshallah, to be part of the, inshallah, gathering, part of the blessing. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم اجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا واستر حياتنا. اللهم علمنا مما جهلنا وذكرنا مما نسينا وارزقنا تلاوته آناء الليل وأطراف النهار. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.